Did you know God puts stuff in front of us sometimes not to show us our inadequacies, which is how we tend to take that, but more to show us that anything is possible. See, if you have a mindset problem, you're going to look at those things and you're going to say, well, I'm not capable. I'm never going to have those things. And as long as you believe that, then you are 100% correct. But when you stop allowing those things in as a negative and start allowing those things to encourage you, then you're going to find your success and you're going to learn how to live limitless. Let's get into it, y'all. So we associate ourselves more and first with being broke than with being successful as a millionaire. Let that sink in for just a minute, y'all, because I'm just saying, how crazy is that we allow our minds to play those tricks like that? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pay attention to your circle of people. Your circle is what you will become. Okay? So if you're looking at a whole circle of negative, guess what you're going to have? You're going to have a negative mindset that is not going to allow you to become that successful person that you keep wishing for. Okay? Now, we talked about last week, you can't just wish for it, you have to put in an effort, right? So once you're putting in an effort, now we got to work on the mindset because that is ultimate important. That whole mindset that you have around money, your limiting beliefs, what you tell yourself every single day, that is going to hinder any success in any future thing that you try to pursue. Okay? So, I want you to just, you're probably sitting there and you're like, I don't necessarily believe that. Well, let me assure you, whatever it is that you're focusing on, wherever you're focusing is taking you, that's exactly where you're going to go. Let me just, okay, example. Story time. We're going to have a story time. If you're driving in a car, I want you to pay attention the next time you're in an Uber, okay? The next time you're riding as a passenger, I'm a terrible passenger, gonna tell it like it is. Absolutely the worst passenger. I'm not a good passenger. I'm not. But I digress. The next time you're riding as a passenger in a vehicle, I want you to kind of pay attention. Like we're usually on the phone, guilty, on the phone, not really paying attention, right? Because, like I said, I'm a terrible passenger. So if my focus is over here, then I'm not focused on what the driver's doing. Okay. So the next time, I want you to actually focus on what that driver's doing. I want you just to pay attention. You're sitting in the back seat of your Uber, pay attention to what the driver's doing. If that driver looks over this way, guess what? That car is going to go that way also. I promise you, it happens every single time. Why? Their focus has shifted. They haven't necessarily planned to shift the car, but once their focus shifts, the car is going to shift. Guarantee you. Let me know. Put it in the comments. Yep, I need to know. I need to know this. Another thing, if you're looking at a brand new red car and you're like, I think I'm going to get a red car. I'll assure you every car you see in the next few days after that is what? A red car. That's what you're focusing on. You're putting your focus on that. So I need you focusing on where you really want to go, focusing on what it is you really want to do. It's literally a mindset thing, y'all. It can't be done any other way. You can't be thinking negative and aiming for positive. It doesn't work that way. It will not work that way. Another story. Focus. When we're focused on things, y'all, it is so easy to get distracted, especially in today's world, especially you mamas out there. Y'all are doing all the things. You're working, you're managing the kids, you're cooking the dinner, you're doing the laundry, you're still getting the kids to their activities. You have a full-time job you have to go to every day, and you're still getting the things done because, you're Supergirl, right? Just saying. It's a truth. And we are so trained in that. Like, we don't even give it a thought. And that's great. That's absolutely wonderful. But you need to focus on a little bit of what it is that you need. Okay? We give care to everybody. I know. I know. Guilty too. I know. But I need you to take just a little bit of time and focus on what it is you want to do. Focus on where you're going. It doesn't have to disrupt your life. It doesn't have to be earth shattering. It can be as little as 15 minutes a day to focus on what it is you're doing. You can work full time. You can work your side gig. You can still take care of your kids. Okay? It can be done, but not without you strategizing on a focus. Okay? Now, easily distracted? Absolutely. Your girl right here can be easily distracted. But what I can't be easily distracted from is something that I want already, right? I am on a mission for myself. I have a team that I try to lead and help them be successful. And I can't get distracted from those things. That's what is important to me, right? So I can be momentarily distracted. I got to go take care of this. I'll be back. And that's okay. That's life. Life happens, y'all. It happens. But what I can't do is allow those distractions to make me lose my focus on where it is that I'm trying to go or where it is I'm trying to lead my team. Okay? You can't allow the distractions to completely manage your life. It doesn't work that way. I played softball. I don't know. We got any softball players out there? Drop me a comment. Tell me what position you played. I played catcher. I'm 4'11". Catcher. I was pretty good at that. No, I was pretty good at that. I loved playing catcher. Why? Well, actually, because I was right there with the batter. Right? Like I could literally talk smack to that batter. What was the purpose of that? To what? Throw off their focus. Throwing off their focus. Honestly, y'all, like they would come up to bat. I wouldn't say anything. I would just let them go until that first pitch came towards them and I'd holler, swing. They'd swing, y'all. They would swing every stinking time because I took their focus off of that ball. They're now focused on what I said. Was that mean? No, it's a game. And they should learn how to focus. So maybe I was leading people to focus on their goals way back then in middle school. I don't know. But just to show you how easily people are distracted. They're not focused on what they're really aiming for because they allow all the outside things to distract them. And sometimes we are our own distraction. Okay? The things we tell ourselves is crazy. I want you to think about things that you tell yourself. You're not pretty enough. You're too old. Y'all, we have gone through these things. We tell ourselves some mess all the time, constantly. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about the next time you catch yourself saying, I can't. I'm too fat. I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm too old. I'm too young. Whatever those negative things are that you're constantly telling yourself, I want you to stop And I want you to think about, if I was speaking to my best friend, if I was speaking to my child, if I was speaking to my spouse, would I say these things to them? Would you tell your child they're not good enough? Would you tell your child you're too short? I would hope not. I would also hope that in doing that little exercise, that would help you to realize how much negative stuff you tell yourself every day. Every day. We are our own worst enemy most of the time. We focus on, well, I don't think she likes me. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Does she pay your bills, boo? I mean, I'm just saying. It doesn't matter what she thinks, but it truly, truly matters what you think about yourself. Okay? So I want you focusing on paying more attention to how you speak to yourself. How would you speak to your child if they came and said, I'm so upset. I can't do this because I'm not smart enough? Would you look at that child and go, yep, you sure ain't. You sure ain't, boo. You are not smart enough. You might as well just quit. Give up on it. It's not worth the time. You're never going to be successful. No. But you tell yourself the same thing. You talk to yourself and tell yourself, you might as well quit. You're never going to be successful. This is not for you. This is not something you can do. We tell ourselves that, y'all. And I want you to stop. I want you to stop, literally, write it down. If you're where you can write it down, write it down. Keep a check. How many negative things you say to yourself every single day? I challenge you to do that. I challenge you. Challenge you to do that. Another thing, we often overlook so much of our self-care, and we probably think, I don't have time for that. I got all these things to do. Listen, it can be 5 minutes in the shower. That's where I do my best thinking. I'm not going to lie. My best thinking is while I'm in the shower. Why? No, I can't hear the phone. I don't have anybody texting. I can't, or if I do, I can't see it. I don't hear it. I'm not distracted while I'm in that shower. My best praying in the shower. My best coming up with what I need to share with you guys in the shower. Okay. Honestly, y'all, I do get up really, really early. I get up extra early. A lot of people say, I couldn't do that. You could do that. You could absolutely do that if it's something you want to do. Okay. So I'm not a real big morning person. So if I have to be somewhere, I get up a couple of hours earlier so I can have my time, because that's important to me. It used to not be. Not gonna lie. It used to didn't be. I used to get up, get my shower, get out of the shower really quick, get dressed, no makeup, head off to wherever it was I needed to go, and be ready in 30 minutes. Like, that's how I roll. That's how my life went until I shifted things. And I started thinking, you know what? If you would do your self-care, whether that be Bible studying, whether that be listening to an amazing podcast, whatever, a YouTube video, whatever is going to get you up and get you excited about your day, about your goals, keep you fired up, y'all, that's what's going to help you stay self-motivated, okay? You can't depend on other people. You cannot depend on other people to keep you motivated. People cannot motivate you. People can inspire you. They can inspire you to do amazing things. They can get you fired up, but they can't motivate you. That's something that's going to come from inside ourselves. That's why it's self-motivation. I just say, I didn't write the word, y'all. I didn't make that up. It's a fact. Nothing can motivate you except you. Your goals, All your internal things can motivate you to get up, go for what it is that you're wanting to do. Stop your negative self-talk. That's throwing you into a negative mindset that I promise you don't want to be. You probably already are. Most people are. Most people are. If you're not, go girl. That's amazing. Super proud of you and keep it up. Because once you get there, once you realize this is a place that I don't want to be, that is something you have to maintain. It's not just okay, I see it, I get it, and that's it. No, that's a everyday, a daily. Write down your affirmations. If you don't do daily affirmations, you're missing out. Make a vision board. Whatever it is that's going to keep you going and motivated. Okay, you got this, girl. Listen, I promise you, I'm the most unlikely person that I could ever see doing anything that I've done in the past 3 years. Okay? 3 years ago, everything changed. I changed. I don't think anything around me changed, maybe a little thing here and there, but ultimately it was me that changed because I changed my goals. I changed my vision for what I could do, for what I could have, and stop telling myself you can never do that. You're too shy to do that. I was. Oh, well, apparently I wasn't. But I had told myself that for so long. It was not even a thought that I would be able to address people, uh, do a video, do a podcast. None of that was ever, ever in my scope. Okay? So when I tell you that if you just make a couple of changes in your mindset, everything around you can change, that is a fact. I know that for a fact for myself. And if it was good for me, it's going to do the same thing for you. There is no reason that you can't have whatever it is you desire to have in your future. Only thing that's holding you back is you. I say this every single time. You are what's holding you back from your dreams. It's not the people that are at the top of the company. It's not the people that are supposed to be helping you, but they're really not. You have to do it for you. You can't be dependent on somebody else to do it for you. You can't ride the coattails of those that came before you. Can you be inspired by them? Absolutely. Can you learn from them? Absolutely. Can you depend on them to do it for you? No, it doesn't work that way. Oh, what amazingness it would be if it did actually work that way. Because you know what? Your girl here would be hopping on some coattails. Okay? But it doesn't work that way. Now, I do, absolutely do, surround myself with those people who have done it before me. Those people who inspired me to do the things. Okay? Like I didn't just wake up on my own one day and say, heck, you know what? I think I'm going to like just change everything. I didn't. I'm not the hero here. I'm just like you. I was in the same place as you. I was in a negative mindset. I was convinced of so many things that were incorrect. I had learned all my life. Y'all, when we are hearing things all of our life, we incorporate that into who we become, right? So you can change all of that right now. You can start backing all that back out, okay? You can start getting rid of all of that negative thoughts, all of the I'm not good enough, I'm not as rich as they are. I'm not in the clique. I wasn't in the clique in school. I'm still not in the clique. I went to college, I wasn't in the clique. I'm never going to be in the clique. Who cares? First of all, who really cares? But that is a negative mindset that we learn really early. Correct? Think back. If you were not the popular kid in your class, I wasn't, then that sets a standard for you in your mind. Okay? That standard is set way back here. And no matter who your friends are, no matter what they're doing, you have already convinced yourself as a child, I'm not as good as them. I'm not as pretty as them. I'm not as smart as them. All of those things. All of those things we tell ourselves. Guarantee you that started early. I am over 50 years old now. As a matter of fact, I was over 50 years old when I started changing everything. Okay? So you can't tell me I'm too old already. That's not an excuse, and that's not going to work. When you decide to change things, things will change, but not until you decide. You have to put in the effort. You have to stay focused on what it is you want. Anything else, it's going to happen. Let it happen around you. Let it happen around you. Deal with it, focus back. Deal with this, focus back. Nothing can take your focus off of your goal. Okay? Not in long term. Now, I realize things happen. We get derailed. And let me say, especially if you're close, if you're so close to getting a goal or accomplishing one of your things that's going to lead to your goal, that's when the more distractions is going to be. So I like to remind people that the more the distractions are coming at you, the more the problems are coming at you, that's how much closer you are to getting where you're trying to go. Okay? I promise you, the bigger the trial, the greater the blessing. I promise you. So when you're like, I just don't know, I can't do this anymore, I'm just gonna give it up. I don't have time. I'm not able. I'm not successful. Whatever it is you're telling yourself, Lord knows, whatever it is. When it gets to that point, girl, you better keep pushing and pushing and going harder because you're almost to that first place you're after. Guarantee it. It's easy when you're not doing anything. It's so easy. It's easy to get where you're going when you're not going anywhere. Okay? If you don't know where you're going, you won't know when you get there. You don't got to worry about it. You're just trucking along. You're going through life flying by the seat of your pants. That's not a good way to go. Then we end up in that circumstance of, well, we're doing it for everybody else. We're doing what everybody else wants. We're meeting everybody else's goals, but we're leaving ourselves behind. I don't want you to do that anymore. I want you to sit down, write down, focus on where it is you want to go, how much money you want to make a month, how much anything, whatever it is you're after. Do you want to open up a business? Do you want to rent a store? Whatever it is that you're wanting to do, you can absolutely do it. You want to learn to make TikToks? It can be just that simple. Well, I want to learn to do better at social media. Study it. Have you studied it? Have you looked at it? Have you checked into it? Or have you taken a class? I have had people literally say, I want to learn to play the piano. Have you bought a piano? No. Have you taken a class? No. Well, guess what? You're not going to learn. You're not going to learn. You're not doing the steps required. There's steps that are required for you to get to where you're going. And if you're not doing those steps, you ain't going nowhere. You're sitting right there on the couch. You're sitting on the couch looking at everybody else and being jealous or comparing yourself. You can't compare yourself to somebody who's successful when you haven't even got up off the couch, girl. Stop. Don't do that. They've already worked. They put in the time. They put in the hours. They put in the tears. They put in the I might have to quit because I'm not good enough. They've already done that. I promise you they have. Stop it. Stop comparing yourself where they've already gone and where they're at now to where you're sitting on the couch. That's not even a comparison. It's not even a comparison. So listen, write down what you're going to focus on. Write it down. Write down affirmations. Write down, make a vision board. Put into your efforts enough effort that's going to get you to your goal. Because getting to your goal is the ultimate. Okay? And I want, along the way, I want you to have little goals. Like everything that you achieve, I want you to celebrate that. Celebrate it, girl. There are no small achievements. No small achievements. Anything you do towards your success, celebrate it. Shout it out. Message me. Leave me a comment. Let us all celebrate with you. Because that is self-motivation built in. Okay? You got this, girl. You can do whatever it is you set your mind to. I promise you can. I promise you can. I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, please share it. Share the video, share the podcast. However you saw it, however you heard it, share it. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to watch you learn to live limitless. Bye.